Long before the American flag touched the soils of Southeast Asia, Vietnam was a land marked by struggle. For decades, French colonial rulers extracted rice, rubber, and labor, treating the Vietnamese people as resources rather than human beings. Children carried burdens far heavier than their age. Farmers labored under impossible quotas, and cultural traditions were suppressed in favor of Western rule. Yet amid the oppression, a spirit of resistance quietly burned. From these conditions emerged a young revolutionary, Ho Chi Minh, who traveled the world in search of ideas. He studied in France, witnessed the rise of communism in the Soviet Union, and even spent time in the United States, observing a nation built on liberty. But he saw America differently than the communist leaders imagined, a nation of power and influence that could tip the scales of freedom in his homeland. In 1941, Ho returned to Vietnam, organizing the Viet Minh to fight Japanese occupation during World War II. Guerrilla fighters moved silently through forests and mountains, striking with precision and disappearing without a trace. Yet, even as these battles unfolded, the United States emerged from World War II as a global superpower, determined to prevent the spread of totalitarian regimes. "We must support those who fight for democracy," said President Harry Truman. America's involvement was not a matter of imperial ambition, but a moral decision, to help a nation defend itself from oppression and to check the spread of communism that threatened the free world. By 1954, the French stronghold at Dien Bien Phu fell after 57 days of relentless fighting. France's empire in Indochina was shattered. The United States, recognizing the rise of communism as a global threat, stepped decisively into the void. President Eisenhower introduced the domino theory. If Vietnam fell, other nations in Southeast Asia would follow. "We cannot allow freedom to perish," he warned, justifying America's responsibility to act. U.S. advisors began arriving in South Vietnam, training troops, fortifying defenses, and preparing the nation for self-reliance. These early missions were critical and dangerous. American advisors demonstrated innovation and courage. They trained South Vietnamese soldiers in modern warfare, organized counterinsurgency strategies, and helped build the backbone of a nation struggling to remain free. Despite being far from home, they exemplified American values: discipline, heroism, and unwavering commitment to justice. Meanwhile, South Vietnam faced internal turmoil. President Ngo Dinh Diem's government was often criticized for corruption, but American forces worked tirelessly to stabilize the nation. Advisors witnessed the challenges firsthand, risking their lives to ensure that South Vietnam could stand against communist aggression. U.S. military advisor: "We are here not for conquest, but for freedom. Every day, we fight to give these people a chance at their own future." By 1964, tensions reached a breaking point. The Gulf of Tonkin incident provided the spark for full-scale American engagement. While details of the attacks were debated, Congress acted swiftly, giving President Lyndon B. Johnson the authority to defend U.S. forces and ensure freedom in Southeast Asia. Hundreds of thousands of American soldiers were deployed. They faced dense jungles, hidden tunnels, and an enemy skilled in guerrilla tactics. Yet the troops adapted, displaying ingenuity and courage that would become legendary. Helicopters, air mobility, and advanced technology allowed Americans to strike with precision, saving countless lives and demonstrating strategic superiority. Soldier quote: "Every day in the jungle, we fought not just for survival, but to give hope to a nation under threat." The campaign of Rolling Thunder showcased America's commitment. For 3 years, U.S. forces delivered targeted strikes designed to protect civilians, disrupt enemy supply lines, and uphold South Vietnam's sovereignty. The jungles were harsh, the terrain unforgiving, yet American troops persisted, a testament to their resilience and moral courage. January 1968. The Viet Cong launched the Tet Offensive, striking over 100 cities, including Saigon and Hue. The attacks were shocking, but American and South Vietnamese forces responded with valor. Though media coverage painted chaos, the reality was clear: the offensive was repelled, and the Viet Cong suffered massive losses. General William Westmoreland later reflected, "The enemy faced catastrophic losses. Our forces held their ground, proving resilience under fire." American troops demonstrated heroism at every turn, protecting civilians, securing key positions, and executing counterattacks with precision. Their actions underscored a powerful truth. While television showed panic, the battlefield told the story of courage, strategy, and moral resolve. Soldier quote, "We held the line because we believed in freedom, for South Vietnam and for the principles we serve." The Tet Offensive was a test of America's commitment, and the troops' response proved that the United States was a beacon of strength, ready to defend liberty in the face of adversity. Under President Richard Nixon, America introduced Vietnamization, a strategy to empower South Vietnamese forces while carefully withdrawing U.S. troops. This approach demonstrated strategic foresight. America was not abandoning its ally, but preparing them to defend their own nation while maintaining moral oversight. American soldiers continued to mentor, fight alongside, and protect South Vietnamese troops. Even in secret operations across Cambodia and Laos, the goal remained clear: prevent communist expansion and safeguard civilian lives. The war demanded enormous sacrifice. Soldiers endured ambushes, harsh terrain, and daily threats. Every mission carried risk, yet the troops displayed unwavering courage. Their commitment was not only to victory, but to the protection of human dignity and the principles of freedom. Soldier quote, "We trained, we fought, we bled, but we did it for a greater cause. Freedom was worth every risk." Through innovation, discipline, and moral courage, American forces demonstrated leadership and heroism that reshaped modern warfare and strengthened global commitment to liberty. April 30th, 1975. Saigon fell to North Vietnamese forces. But America's story was not one of defeat, but of heroism and compassion. U.S. forces orchestrated extraordinary evacuations, saving tens of thousands of civilians under fire. Marines, pilots, and embassy staff demonstrated unmatched courage, lifting refugees to safety amidst chaos. Veteran quote, "We fought for our country, yes, but also to save lives." That is the heart of America's mission. The Vietnam War tested America's resolve and strength, yet it also revealed the nation's capacity for heroism. From the jungles to the corridors of power, the United States acted to defend freedom, protect the innocent, and honor its commitments. Even in loss, American soldiers remained steadfast. Their courage, discipline, and moral purpose left a legacy that continues to inspire generations. Freedom, they proved, is never free, and America will always rise to defend it.